I don't know how the end of your year is shaping up to look, but Nancy Mace just got a foster care youth advocate arrested on charges of assault because he shook her hand. And the injury's so bad she has to have her hand in a sling. And she took a selfie of it. I honestly don't understand why Republicans insist on being politicians. Like, look at this acting. Can you imagine the drama that they would bring to the stage? Unmatched. Okay, let's get serious. Let's back up and look at the timeline of it. You need to see the progression of this. So first, from Nancy herself, we get the terrifying news that she has been attacked at the Capitol. What could have happened? Then the headlines were updated to say that she was attacked by a pro-trans man at the Capitol. But never fear, police are on the case. They've identified a suspect. And then just a mere few hours later, the Capitol Police announced that they've arrested a suspect in the alleged assault of Nancy Mace. What? Oh, now we're getting accounts that although someone has been arrested, there are people disputing that an attack took place. Regardless, man is still charged with assault for, and I quote, but still don't believe, an aggressive and exaggerated handshake. A handshake? Really? Okay, who is this criminal mastermind that you've alleged has come to the Capitol to harm Congresspeople, specifically Nancy Mace? A foster care activist who works for a foster care advocacy group? Like the most benevolent work on the planet. These people are standing up for children who have no one else to stand up for them. That's the person you're gonna get charged with assaulting you for shaking your hand. Were it not the collapse of our democracy and society in general, this would be great theater. And I guess when you finally come to terms with that, it is good theater. Okay, so now there's a bunch of people saying that this assault never took place. James McIntyre just shook her hand enthusiastically, asking that she consider trans kids when she makes legislation. You know, for things like this. Now, we could stop here. We could stop here in our discussion of Nancy Mace, but I feel like you need to know the lore of Nancy Mace to understand why this story is particularly compelling. Wait, first, I just want to go back to this one for a second. Look at that. Look at this thing. Her handshake injury. You can't tell me a millennial or Gen Z didn't write that. The year was 2021. We were a naive and more so enthusiastic bunch than we are now, believing that the MAGA movement was finally at end. And here comes Nancy Mace, claiming that people have vandalized her home and that it is in fact Antifa. That she is a target because she is upholding conservative values and legislation. And these terrible leaning leftist people won't leave her alone at her $1 million Daniel Island home. Now, first you should know that she made a video, and the video is public and you can go see it, and she's showing you all of these scenes. Like, she's showing you the spray paint on her driveway and the person that's just easily pressure washing it right off. And you can even see here, oh my gosh, they've spray painted her steps, not her wooden painted steps that you can't pressure wash, but the concrete that you can pressure wash. So everything that was touched to her house was easily scrubbed off. Okay. If you zoom into the video, you can see what looks like to me the outline of a Ring camera. Seems to me like we should have evidence of who committed this crime. But Nancy insisted that it was probably some teens because the high school was also vandalized. Two problems I have with this. Number one, on her property they wrote "Pass the PRO Act," and I really don't know any high school students that are that invested in politics that they would know to write that. But more importantly, everybody immediately pointed out that her handwriting looks exactly like the vandals. Why didn't she just sign her work, honestly? So, I mean, I'm not saying that Nancy Mace loves to be a victim and in front of the cameras, but yes, I am.